Okay, I think we are ready to start. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We are here to talk about our Q1 2025 financials. I'm here with Scala Appleby, with our CFO since 2021 when we went listed on the stock market. We had a presentation less than a few weeks ago about our financial for 2004. So we're going to go fast on the presentation of the company. Obviously, the first slide is a disclaimer about the forward-looking information. If you're a lawyer, please read this carefully. Most of you, I'm sure, know about the company. We started as a Bitcoin miner in 2017. We mine from Quebec in Canada. We have an energy deal for 20 megawatt from Hydro-Joliette, which is a city where we are in. It's very near Montreal. One of the best energy in the world. Not only it's very stable energy, it's a clean energy because it's not producing any carbon. It's mainly at 96%. It's hydro energy in Canada and Quebec, sorry. And it's also very well priced. All in, we pay 4.3 cents US a kilowatt hour, which is one of the best prices we could find in the world. We are also 100% self-mining. We operate around 0.5 exahash currently. And we have always been focusing on being ultra efficient in the way we are managing our energy and transforming the energy into compute power. As you know, the business of Bitcoin mining and compute in general is very capex intensive, both on the infrastructure, meaning everything related to transforming the energy into computing power, and also everything related to cooling. And the other part that is very capex intensive is buying the compute itself, the mining rigs for Bitcoin mining, or the GPUs for AI and HPC. We are now focusing on making sure that we can evolve into our business model by developing more compute and not focusing only on Bitcoin mining. So like many Bitcoin miners, we are working on developing our AI and HPC solution. Mainly, we are tackling the problem or tackling the issue by the infrastructure prism, meaning that we want to develop an AI factory in order to host GPUs for clients. So that's what we've been working on for the past few months, and we will make more announcements as they come. Why do we do that? Because the market is booming, as you know. There is more than $1 trillion that is planned to be invested in the infrastructure for AI and HPC by 2028. 2028, it's really tomorrow in our world. It's in less than 2 years. And it's not only in the US, it's also everywhere in the world. And we believe that Canada and Quebec is a very strategic place for this kind of solution. And we think that our Center 1 in Quebec will be a good first platform for us to operate and develop our first AI and HPC factory. And from there, being able to scale up and scale out in different places, not only in Canada, but also in the US that we are currently looking at. We think we're going to be able to thrive in the industry because we have a power expertise. We know how to innovate in developing infrastructure and how to be efficient with managing our computing. And also, if you look at the different kind of players in the world today working on that, we are kind of all at the same point because AI factories are so new and so different than anything that was built before that we are almost at the same space or the same place than any other legacy data center on one side or hyperscaler on the other side. Why? Because data center is so different from what is required for an AI factory that you really need. Everyone needs to start from scratch to some extent. So we believe we have a role to play, and our position strategically based in Quebec near a city center in Montreal totally makes sense. And once we have developed and make what we call our playbook for our Center number 1, we will be able to scale in other different kind of places. I'm not going to give the floor to Kyle to talk more specifically about our financial result for Q1 2025. Don't forget, this is only Bitcoin mining. Q1 was a very specific quarter into the mining world, post-halving, as you know, so the division of two of our revenues, the middle of the year and last year, but also Q1 had a very low or very relatively low price of the Bitcoin in the $70,000 range and a very high difficulty. So it has impacted our results, plus also a change into our infrastructure that we had to repair and make some upgrades. So we had to stop our center or part of our center a little bit more than we usually do. So Kyle, I'll let you comment on this financial.
Yeah, thanks, Romain. So, as mentioned, this is for Q1 2025, 3 months ended March 31st, reported in Canadian dollars. Our financials are in accordance with IFRS accounting standards, and for the quarter, they are unaudited. You can see our revenue for Q1 2025, just under 3 million, Q4 24, just over 3 million, and Q1 24, 5.9 million. That was from the earning of Bitcoin from mining pools. In Q1 24, we earned 83 Bitcoin, Q4 24, 29 Bitcoin, and Q1 25, 22 Bitcoin. As Romain briefly mentioned, there were some negative impacts compared to the previous quarter, the halving event in April of 24. There was a continuous network increase in the network hash rate. And as well in June of 24, we had a fire which reduced our operational capacity from that point on. So some of the machines were not replaced. In addition, the downtime hours were 268 hours, which represented 12.4% of our operational hours for Q1 25, compared to 47 hours in Q1 24. 71 of those hours were for the maintenance of our substations to improve their longevity, and 197 of load shedding hours to support the electrical grid during the extreme cold winter months. So those negatively impacted our operations during the quarter. And these were partially offset by the price increase of Bitcoin from Q1 24 to Q1 25. Our cost of revenue basically mainly comprises of our electricity costs, as well as repairs and maintenance, salary, and depreciation. The decrease in the cost of the cost of sales were mainly from the reduction of miners from the fire and more downtime hours, as mentioned. During the quarter, compared to Q1 24, we also had a reduction of our operating expenses from 898,000 down to 769,000, mainly for reductions in salary and some other expenses. So we're always conscious of costs and reviewing where we can cut back without impacting our operations. So you can see our gross profit of 298,000 for the quarter, and then the resulting operating loss for the quarter of 550,000, and a net profit of 885,000. We also had an EBITDA loss of 134,000 during the quarter, which, as you can see, compared to our previous quarters as well. The next slide, you can see here are key performance indicators that the company looks at each quarter. So we have our compute power profit, which is basically profit from the mining pools and excluding depreciation. So for Q1 2025, we had over 835,000. Our EBITDA, as mentioned, was a loss of 134,000, and adjusted EBITDA, which is EBITDA, which also excludes non-cash items like share-based compensation, unrealized revaluation of digital assets, and unrealized foreign exchange gains losses. So we ended up with a positive 164,000 of adjusted EBITDA. In this slide, you can see our cash and digital asset position at Q1 25. So we maintain a strong position here of over 3 million. And it mainly comprises of the digital assets of the 2.9 million and the cash of 180,000. So we had about just over 24 Bitcoin at the end of the quarter, with the price of Bitcoin being over 117,000 Canadian dollars and over 81,000 US dollars. Our capital structure at March 31st remains consistent. We have a low share count outstanding of 73.3 million. Then we have a few warrants and options outstanding for a fully diluted of 82.2 million. You can also see our ticker symbols on the TSX.V, SATO, and on the OTCQB CCPU.F.
Thank you, Kyle. So this is concluding the presentation of our financial for Q1. Don't forget that the market and the condition of the market are completely different, mainly because of the price of the Bitcoin. Also, the AI and HPC market is still continuing booming. So we will do another presentation, obviously, for Q2 and for the following quarter. And we're going to open the floor for questions if you have any. If you could add them into the chat. See if we have any. I don't see anything yet. I'm going to wait for a few minutes, and if there is no questions, we will close this presentation. All right. No questions. Thank you very much for joining us. We will put this presentation online, available from our website, www.buysato.com. You can also subscribe to our mailing list and receive news as soon as they happen. Thank you very much, everyone. You have a good day.